Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're getting into something really personal, diabetic neuropathy.
That's right, nerve damage from diabetes.
Exactly. And we're not just looking at textbook definitions. We've got some insights, actual personal stories from people living with it.
Which is so important, hearing those lived experiences.
Yeah, our goal here is pretty straightforward. Understand what it's really like day to day, the challenges, how people cope. Hopefully it fosters some awareness, maybe sparks ideas for support for you listening.
Because reading the medical facts is one thing, but hearing the human side, that's different. These accounts show the challenges you don't always see.
Okay, so let's start with one account. This person described the first signs as like a constant tingling and burning, mostly in the feet.
A common starting point.
Right. It started kind of subtly, but then it really ramped up, made sleep almost impossible. Can you imagine feeling like your feet are just constantly on fire?
Yeah, that specific sensation, often worse at night, that points towards small nerve fiber issues. They're frequently the first ones hit by high blood sugar. And like we heard, it's just massively disruptive.
And it wasn't only discomfort, was it? This person also mentioned problems with balance. Like just walking across a room took real concentration, and then there was this sort of creeping numbness, made simple things really hard.
Like what kinds of things?
Buttoning a shirt, chopping vegetables. They said it felt like trying to do delicate tasks wearing like thick gloves.
Yeah, those are major functional impacts, stuff that affects your independence, you know.
Definitely.
What's interesting is how they coped. This person mentioned finding some relief with alternating hot and cold foot baths. Simple thing, but apparently helpful.
Something their doctor hadn't even suggested initially, right?
Exactly. And they also mentioned leaning on family, getting help with those tasks that just got too difficult. A support system is crucial.
Which brings us neatly to another perspective. This one really shows how different neuropathy can be for different people.
The variability, yeah.
So while the first person had that burning pain, this individual mostly dealt with profound numbness, especially in their hands.
The completely different set of challenges.
Right. Made it difficult to, say, gauge temperature or even textures properly, just as impactful, but in a totally different way.
And that highlights the complexity, doesn't it? Neuropathy isn't just one thing. It can hit sensory nerves that's feeling, or motor nerves controlling movement.
Or the autonomic ones, too.
Or autonomic nerves, yeah, the ones managing things like heart rate, digestion, involuntary stuff. So the symptoms can be all over the map.
The second person was also really open about the emotional side of things.
Which is so often overlooked.
They talked about feeling really frustrated, isolated even. Because of the constant struggle and the limitations, it's clear this isn't just a physical condition.
No, not at all. The psychological weight of any chronic condition can be immense. We often underestimate that.
Did they find ways to manage that side?
They did. Finding connections, like through online support groups with others going through similar things, that was apparently a big
Makes
group.
sense. Shared experience.
Yeah. And they also mentioned using mindfulness techniques just to help navigate those emotional peaks and valleys.
So when we put these stories together, these different experiences, what are the main takeaways? What really stands out?
Well, firstly, and it sounds obvious, but it's critical, is the importance of managing the diabetes itself early on and effectively.
Right. Good blood sugar control. It's not always a magic bullet, but it can often slow down that nerve damage progression.
Absolutely. And then beyond the purely medical, there's a real need for just basic understanding. Empathy, really.
From family, friends, the wider community.
Exactly. People need to get that this is real. It's often debilitating, even if you can't always see it.
That's a huge point, the invisibility sometimes.
And despite all the challenges, what really, really shines through is the resilience, the resourcefulness of people living with this.
Yeah, constantly adapting, finding new ways to cope, seeking out support. It's quite remarkable.
It truly is.
So these stories, these different coping methods, they offer such valuable perspectives, don't they? It really shows the human capacity to, well, keep going.
Definitely. And it leaves us, and you listening, with a thought, perhaps.
Yeah.
Considering these personal accounts, these real struggles and adaptations, what are some concrete ways that we, as a society, as a community, could maybe improve awareness and provide better support systems for people managing chronic conditions like this one?
That's a really important question to ponder, something for all of us to think about.